There you go. Hi everyone, it's Shaz again. How's everyone going? It's been a couple of weeks. Been dead busy. Loads going on as normally. I wanted to actually come on to live and talk about the UK Asian Film Festival, which has already kicked off. There's live screenings going on. There's venue screenings as well. What I wanted to do is just spend a bit of time looking through some of the films that are coming through. I grew up being a bit of a Bollywood kind of, a fan. We watch loads of Bollywood films growing up. I think that's one of the ways I learned how to speak the Urdu, the Mirpur, the Punjabi, the Hindi, and all that. You picked all that through the movies back in the days. It's not the same, but I think it's really important to give some limelight, some time to some of the the massive effort and time, funding, the actors, all the stuff that goes into making this this festival actually work. So first of all, you need the content. Somebody has to create all that content, and then you need the organizer. So Dr. Pushpinder, which we had her on the show a couple of weeks ago, and we spoke about the UK Asian Film Festival. She brought it to life, the history. It was a feminine kind of setup initially to try and help promote women in the industry, and now it's turned into more of a UK Asian Film Festival where they give different people loads of opportunity to demonstrate and show their talent. But what I want to do today is really just take a bit of time out. Let's look at what's out there. Let's look at the movies. I'm going to share my screen, and what I want to do is talk through some of the films with you. I know this has been recorded. Maybe not many people are watching at the moment, so I'm hoping people will watch and at least get to see some of these films. If you do want to watch and you want to purchase a live a virtual screening or get to the place, it's www.ukaff.com. That's where you need to go to. And the screenings are London, Coventry, and Leicester. They've already started, and that 6th of June is the last one. So there's only a few days left to get your tickets in. So let me share my screen, and hopefully this will work nicely. If it doesn't work, then you can tell me off. Hopefully you won't need to tell me off. Let's go on this. Here we go. Perfect. So we'll start right from the top. Hopefully you can see this. Let's see if I can maximize this screen. I don't know if I can, but let's have a look at this. I'm hoping you can. Okay, so this is one of the films called Bulbuli. Hopefully I pronounce it right, and hopefully I'm not offending anybody by the way I speak. But there's a film here. It's two friends, Homi and Irfan, from two different minority communities in India. Meet after a gap of 5 years. What begins as a conversation amongst two friends catching up soon becomes an intricate conversation about all the fault lines of modern Indian society. So that sounds like a really interesting film, really, actually, doesn't it? It does feel like a film definitely not to be missed. That was played, so it's been played online from Wednesday the 26th of May, which is perfect, and it'll be actually played in London at 6 p.m. on Friday 4th of June. That seems like an interesting sort of film to watch. The screening will be followed by pre-recorded Q&A. So I will call out on these films, the live screenings, they do have Q&A, and a lot of it's pre-recorded. Because of COVID rules, restrictions, constraints, they've just made it work. They've made it work, and it's a hybrid model. There's some, it's going to be social distancing and all the stuff that has to happen now by law is going to happen. That seems like an interesting film. Let's see what the next one is. Chota Nawab. Wow, he looks like a bit of a Chota Nawab as well, doesn't he? I wonder. Okay, his first visit to his hometown in Lucknow, hopefully I pronounced that right, becomes a transformative roller coaster for a 13-year-old Londoner. Mate, he doesn't look 13. But anyway, we'll give him that. Attending a simple family wedding escalates into a defining experience where he falls in love for the first time. That's a Bollywood film, isn't it? Go to a wedding, fall in love. Again, I think this is not one to be missed. So missed the 26th of May. Tuesday, it's been screened in London, and then Saturday the 5th of June, 8:30 in Leicester. So if that kind of floats your boat, Chota Nawab, check that one out. Let's go to the next one. Fire of Teak. Flame of Chinar. Wow. A young refugee girl living in an orphanage in Kolkata writes a letter to her grandmother, not knowing if they'll ever meet again. Elsewhere, a young Kashmiri boy struggles with life in the volatile region. When the two meet, they form an unlikely bond and dream of a life beyond their countless hardships. again, that seems like a really, really interesting film as well. Maybe one to watch. Saturday 29th of May. Sunday, oh, I think we've just missed that one. But again, I'd like to see if we can go back and watch it and see it in the screen. And I will speak to Aman and Dr. Pushpinder to see if there's any way, post the event, there's any way of accessing some of these films. If you missed out, that looks like a brilliant film. Fireflies. Janu lives in a remote village in rural Assam and dreams of getting an operation to become a woman. Hold on a second. Right, the villagers mock him for his femininity, okay, and treat him as an outcast in a world where you're made to deny your identity to protect your family's reputation. Janu has no chance at living freely. Wow. This is going to be a controversial film. It's been played already. I think we missed it, but I bet you this was really, really controversial. But you know what? Kudos to challenging those kind of the mindsets and the mentalities and actually putting it out there, because there's people in that situation. Next one, Ginsberg's Karma. Ginsberg's Karma is in it. Is it Ginsberg? Ginsberg. It must be the drink gin. Is an insightful, entertaining look at the transformative face in the poet Alien Ginsberg life. His first trip to India in 1962. Got it. Okay. The document shows poet Bob Holman as he travels to India to try and piece together Ginsberg's life, their two adventures, and I should get my young kids to start reading this. They read it better than I would ever. Okay, so this one again is 1st June. If you're interested in this, 1st June. Personally, maybe not one of my top 5, but if you're interested, get on it. Tuesday, 1st of June, Saturday, 5th of June. It's showing. Let's go on the next one. Something I can actually pronounce. This looks a bit more modern from the imagery. Okay, so Granada Nights. After his girlfriend leaves him, a British Pakistani tourist seeks closure and connection in the vibrant city of Granada, Spain. Wow. There he befriends an unlikely group of international students and learns to heal from the old and open himself up. Now that sounds really, really interesting. Wednesday, 2nd of June, 6 p.m. in London. If you can get there. Spain, absolutely brilliant. There's a lot. There's actually a big Asian community in Spain, believe it or not. I didn't even know, and there is. Really interesting. Gutter Boy. Right, now he looks a bit like a gutter boy to me, to be honest with you. Sadly, belongs to a poor, lower caste family struggling to earn a living. He moves to the big city in the hopes of a better life. So he merely is reminded of his place in society, when the only job he's offered is a sewage cleaner. Now, that's going to be, again, another controversial and interesting film to watch. It's been played once. It's on Tuesday, 1st of June. It's online. So you can log in online. You can purchase every film that you go to watch or the screening and you purchase to watch it. Remember, you're helping the developers, the people that put this together, and it just makes it better each year. There is funding available to these guys, but they rely on you guys to go and watch the films. There's no point making content if you're not going to watch it. And a lot goes into it. Holy Rights. Safia, a devout Muslim woman from Bhopal, believes that Muslim women are denied equality and justice because of their patriarch. Okay, fine. Yeah, that's fine. Interpreters of Sharia law. To take things into her own hands, she joins a program for training women as Ghazis, judges of Sharia court. Wow, this sounds like a really, really interesting one as well. This was on today. If you want to watch it, get on and watch it. It sounds like a really, really interesting one. That newspaper's massive. Probably one of those ones from London. This lady in the glasses, she can see from an angle as well. And maybe she's looking at the back page. Right, I am Belmea. I wish I could pronounce this. I'm really poor, aren't I? Okay, born as a Dalit, orphaned at the tender age of 9 and trapped in an abusive marriage with a baby daughter. Belmea, 21, has had a difficult life, yet during her darkest days, she decides to return to her love of photography and filmmaking. She's determined not to give up. Now, again, this is sounds really, really interesting. I think definitely one to watch. And in the theme of photography, filmmaking, and feminism, I think this one should stand out. I think it's another one, maybe an interesting one. I'm going to probably watch this one. In Thunder, Lightning, and Rain. Right, mate, he's tall, isn't he? A fascinating documentary which depicts the endurance of 3 women, a footballer, and a fisherwoman, and a cremator. These are the women who refuse to let their stories be defined by sorrow, instead choosing to overcome life's challenges with humour, compassion. Sounds weirdly interesting, actually, as well. So that's played today, 27th of May, and it was online today. Might have missed this one. Damn. Copy. Ali lives in a world where education has no worth. His friends work as labourers, despite living in a community where education is frowned upon. Ali's father insists he is being educated for the opportunities it offers. You know what? That just sounds like there's, if people can't resonate with that, especially in back home in Pakistan, Bangladesh, India, there's a lot of focus on labouring type of work and less on education because it's about real-time income. And obviously, devote to your family, faith, and all that sort of stuff. And I think there's less kind of put on the children to go educate. I suppose it comes with privileges. If you've got access and privilege to get education, you do it. But again, this looks like a brilliant film to watch. I think this is another one I'm going to try and get around to watching. It's played on Saturday in Coventry, online on 3rd of June, and it's going to be played in London on 3rd of June. The London events, I'm pretty confident they're in BFI in East London. If you're in East London, go out there. Leicester, Coventry, more accessible. If you're local in the Midlands, try and see if you can get to one of the events. It's absolutely worth going. Right, money. Okay, an Indian woman travels to Latvia for a writer's retreat to finish her novel with the help of her AI assistant, Money. As she climbs deeper into the recess of her mind in search of inspiration, her smartphone assistant starts to evolve and turn increasingly aggressive. What? Now, I've just missed a great one. Clearly, with technology, smartphones, Alexia, you name it, it's imagine that happening, man. That'll mess my head up. Imagine your smartphone getting aggressive with you. Saying to your iPhone, I can't remember what the name is, Alexia, what's the name of the iPhone? And Siri. Imagine going to Siri, shut up. And her responding back to you, telling it, no, you shut up. Man, technology's another level. Miss Man. Okay, so Mano is in love with another man, and he has a price to pay for that. Not only is he fighting the society around him, but his own homophobic father, who does not even refrain from physical violence to cure his son from the disease of loving another man. Interesting, very interesting. Maybe, I think, I think this is going to be another controversial one. But again, like I said, kudos, you're pushing boundaries, and it's challenging the reality of life. And people are in this situation. That's the reality. The next one, Nirvana Inn. Sounds like a pub to me, or a bar, or a hotel. Actually, could be any. Boatman Jogaraj Chakrabarti, okay, Adil Hussain, acts on his suicidal thoughts and capsizes his vessel and mid-journey, killing every passenger on board. Sounds like Titanic here. What's going on here? Months later, he signs up to be the caretaker of Himalayan resort Nirvana Inn, only to find that the guests who check in are the very people he presumed dead. What? So he's killed loads of people in a vessel, assumes they're dead, he goes take over the hotel, and they're the guests in the hotel. You know what? This is another one. This is definitely one to watch. Sounds like, reminds me of a film that I've seen before, actually. Well, maybe not. Let's have a look. Not today. A 24-year-old from a traditional Muslim family in Mumbai goes to work secretly as a suicidal prevention counsellor. On the first day, she counsels a 50-year-old man standing at the top of a high-rise, wanting to jump. In trying to bring him down, she's forced to confront why she became a suicide prevention counsellor in the first place. Wow, okay. Again, this one looks like a brilliant film as well. This is one I think I need to try and make some time and go watch. I mean, the amount of time and effort. There's so many to go through. Professor Shonku and El Dorado. Now this one, this is a mix. This is a remix. Yeah, Professor Shonku embarks on a tour to Brazil, where he gets embroiled in the adventure involving native tribesmen, anacondas, and the quest to find the mythical city of El Dorado. The latest one from Sandy Ray son of the late great Ray. Screening will be followed by a pre-recorded Q&A. And I don't know if I mentioned at the beginning, the whole theme about it is about Ray of Sunshine. It's about, Ray of Hope. Sunshine. I don't know why I'd say that. It's because there's a charity I'm working with, a cancer charity, and they call Ray of Sunshine, and that's why I got confused there. But it's Ray of Hope, and that's the theme of this festival. Again, another one really, really interesting. Ragid, The Wayfarers. 3 of India's finest actors, Adil Hussain, Titama Shome, and Neeraj Kabi come together on screen for the first time for this timely tale of empathy and compassion. A film by Gautam Ghose and produced by Gokos. I think we missed this one. Another one definitely to watch. If you've seen it, how about leave some comments and give us some comments and feedback on this film. The Fault's Eye. 2 boys steal a GoPro camera to make a movie in a small village in Kerala. What begins as an innocent adventure quickly escalates to a darker territory as more of the village locals discover the camera and things take a turn toward the worst. Uh-oh. Now that sounds like a bit of a... it's different, very different actually. Yeah. Imagine getting GoPro. Imagine villagers, mate. Bloody hell. So that's CCTV. Danger. So that's still going to be Thursday, 3rd of June, London, 6 p.m. That'll be on. The Great Indian Kitchen. Well, it was a fry-up. What do you think they're making? The Great Indian Kitchen takes you into the life of a newly married girl as you experience her day-to-day routine of tending to the needs of her husband and in-laws. As a routine, her response slowly becomes nothing short of a harrowing ordeal. You know what? Again, a reality of life. I know loads of people and listen to loads of people that have been through that process, not just in India, not just in Pakistan, but in the UK. Again, this is going to be one to watch. The Other Side of the River. 4 naturally with an extraordinary dreams live on the banks of a river, constantly fantasizing about the world that lies on the other side of it in this heartfelt slice of life drama. But their simple dreams of crossing the river to explore what lies beyond is shot down. Wow, that sounds really interesting. You need to, again, 4th of June. It's online and it's going to be available in London. I think I'm going to actually watch that online. Don't think I'll make it to London on the Friday. It looks like an interesting film. Check that policeman on. Looks like he's about 6'6". Very tall. The Wandering Life. Suma Patipala is a peaceful young man who lives in a rural village in Sri Lanka, along with his sister Kumari. After she's brutally attacked and murdered by a group of men, among them a police officer is sucked into a cycle of revenge and violence to avenge his sister. This looks a bit action-packed. I could see Salman Khan in all these sort of films. But again, 5th of June, London. Try and get there and watch it if you haven't seen it. Clearly you haven't seen it, but try and get there and watch it. Okay. Tufan Mail. This is another popular one. In 1974, a woman landed at the New Delhi railway station and asked to meet Prime Minister Indira Gandhi by claiming she was the Queen of Awadh, a story which quickly became a media sensation. Screening will be followed by a prequel. That again, this sounds really, really interesting. I mean, if you look at the pictures there, it's like Nawaz Sharif, it's Gandhi, it's got some famous photos at the back on the top there. Really, really interesting. I mean, is this based on a true story? I'm not sure. Maybe it is. Maybe an interesting one to watch. If you've got interest in what's happening in the 70s and what was going on, then maybe it's one to watch. Zindagi Tamasha, Circus of Life. Rahat is, by all accounts, a good Muslim man. At a wedding, he breaks into a dance, paying homage to his film idols. The video of bearded man dancing freely goes viral, and Rahat's life begins to crumble as he's shunned by his family and the wider community. Man, for dancing around his filming idols. Wow. Interesting. And it's actually weird because I've seen some of our other communities go and join themselves, dance and all that, and the videos go viral and the people taking the mic and other people just sharing it and, you know, going viral. That does happen. That really does happen. But yeah, a bit of a weird one, but maybe one to watch. I think this is, to be honest with you, I think this is probably going to be the one for me. This is the one I want to go watch. The Beatles and India. There was always a saying Beatles had something, about India. I mean, they loved something about India. There was always a connection there. This fascinating it's a documentary, explores the life and times of the Beatles, love affair with India, its religions and its culture, and in turn the impact of their music and style of the young generation in India, drawing on a rich theme of the archive and interview screen. So you know what, this is going to be played on the last day in East London on Sunday, 6th June. I think this is going to be a very, very, very interesting documentary. Like I said, there's still loads of short films and stuff that I haven't spoken about that are going to be on here, but I wanted to kind of get this all on here. Okay, so we've got another one here, Kenya and Period, double bill. Any successful swimming champion with a promising career in sports. Her world collapses when she gets her first period, and her family demands that she accepts the traditional status of woman. Period is an ambitious short film set in the world where women across the world suddenly find themselves with no immediate access to menstrual products. And that, you know what, again, that is real life scenarios. That stuff's happening, and it happens. People just can't get the necessities. I won't go into any more of that, but sounds like an interesting film. Yeah, that was. I think I covered quite a few of those films in the last half an hour. There's so much to go through. All you need to do is go onto UKAFF.com if you want to buy any tickets. If you want to know more, it's all on Twitter, it's on Facebook, it's on Instagram, it's all over the place. Just go have a look at the UK Asian Film Festival 2021. It's really interesting. There's loads going on. We've got the Rock Raw Radio also. Let's get them up, and let's take this one down. We've also, I know you can see me. Let me get myself back in this now. This Chai with Shaz will be back as normal, and I will be interviewing people. I've got people lined up to come, and it's just physically I've got so much going on in my work, normal work, and stuff outside of the social media world. I've just got to fit things in and make things work, and I'm hoping that we can get something going. We've got. I'm trying to organise also a competition with some prizes. So hopefully, if I can get the prizes in, we might run some prize draws and give some free prizes away. We're trying to get hold of, something like a smart TV, maybe a console or some stuff like that. So just keep in touch, like the page, share this video, and thank you for watching. And I'm going to leave you with the Asian Film Festival trailer again. Take care.